Carlos Alcaraz and Sinner receive a serious warning. Both the Spaniard and the Italian are the main references for the youngest players on the ATP circuit. Now, Flavio Cobolli has made his intentions for 2025 very clear. As 2024 comes to an end, it's time to write down good resolutions for 2025. In tennis, there's a young Italian who has a very clear goal for the upcoming season. This is Flavio Cobolli, who is self-declared as the new threat to the top two stars on the ATP circuit, his compatriot Jannik Sinner and Spaniard Carlos Alcaraz. With all due respect to Alexander Zverev, world number 2, and Novak Djokovic, this 22-year-old Italian, currently ranked 32, has made very ambitious statements regarding his next season. His arrival at the elite level hasn't gone unnoticed, breaking into the top 50 in less than a season. Speaking with Uba Tennis, he openly expressed his new goals and reflected on this past year. "I see this year as a new beginning, an opportunity to confirm what I've done well in 2024, not so much in terms of results, but more in professionalism and the desire to keep improving. My main goal is to have the level needed to challenge anyone. I want to close the gap Sinner and Alcaraz have created over the rest, and I'd love to put them in difficulty because I admire and respect them both a lot." Currently, he's already undergoing preseason training, which started later than usual due to recovering from a shoulder injury sustained at the end of the last season. "I'm a week behind where I'd like to be because the pain took a while to disappear, but little by little, I'm regaining my physical and tennis shape." Making a critical assessment of his game, the Italian is very aware of the areas he needs to improve to achieve his goals. "My service percentages are too low compared to the best players. I'd also like to incorporate the serve and volley into my game, but the most important thing is acquiring the ability to transition from defense to attack in one stroke." Isner, the latest to judge Sinner, Jannik Sinner is showing patience off the courts. Following his known doping case involving Clostebol, many have expressed doubt about his innocence. However, the Italian hasn't openly confronted any of them. The latest to question his willingness to consume such a substance is John Isner. Specifically, the American complained on his podcast, "Nothing Major," about Sinner being awarded the most loved player title. "I'm somewhat surprised, to be honest. Not because of his personality, of course, but his 2024 polarized many people due to everything that happened with his positive doping test, from which he was later exonerated. A lot of people didn't like that, such as Kyrgios. I thought it might hurt his chances of being a fan favorite, but it didn't, so congratulations to him." Carlos Alcaraz receives a brutal warning from his coach Juan Carlos Ferrero. Juan Carlos Ferrero clarifies that Carlos Alcaraz needs to improve his numbers. Carlos Alcaraz has had the best year of his career so far, establishing himself as one of the most important names in world tennis. The young Spaniard achieved a historic feat by becoming the 6th player to win Roland Garros and Wimbledon in the same year, a milestone that positions him among the greatest in the sport. Throughout the season, he's shown extraordinary skill and talent that projects him as one of the best of all time, making it clear that his rise in tennis's elite has no ceiling. However, despite his brilliant season, not everything has been easy for Alcaraz. An unstoppable Jannik Sinner, in one of the most remarkable moments of his career, emerged as his main obstacle, preventing the Spaniard from adding even more titles. Their rivalry has been one of the highlights of this year, showcasing spectacular tennis and promising epic clashes in the future. Nonetheless, Alcaraz finishes this season as one of the standout names, firmly established as a true reference in the circuit. Alcazar's drop in form. Despite his extraordinary season, Carlos Alcaraz has once again shown signs of wear and tear in the last months of competition, a situation already evident in 2023. This dip in performance, while understandable after such a demanding year, has raised concerns about his ability to maintain consistency throughout the season, particularly in the final stretch of key tournaments. The intensity of his game, combined with the pressure of constantly being at the top, seems to have taken its toll at critical moments. For his part, his coach, Juan Carlos Ferrero, has been clear in pointing out that while the Mercian has immense potential, there are still aspects of his game that need adjustments and improvements. According to Ferrero, these areas of development will be crucial for Alcaraz to establish himself as the world number 1 and maintain sustained dominance on the circuit. The coach is confident that, with time and experience, Carlos will find the balance needed to finish seasons as brilliantly as he starts them. "We need to enhance his skills." Juan Carlos Ferrero highlighted the work philosophy that guides his coaching and defines the path toward Carlos Alcaraz's excellence. "We seek continuous evolution." What does this mean? "We aim for a player who is a 10 in practically everything," the coach explained in statements to Punto de Break. According to Ferrero, the goal is to work so that the Mercian achieves a balanced and outstanding level in all aspects of the game, a task that requires constant effort and detailed analysis of his performance. The coach acknowledged that while Alcaraz already has impressive numbers in many areas of his tennis, there are still aspects where he needs improvement. Carlos has very high numbers in some things and lower ones in others. We need to enhance his strengths and improve his weaknesses, Ferrero added. This approach seeks not only to perfect his technique and strategy but also to strengthen his competitive mindset so that Alcaraz can continue evolving and reach his full potential as an elite tennis player. Carlos Alcaraz announces a last-minute change. The Spanish tennis player modifies his established schedule and will participate in the ATP 500 in Doha. The new tennis season is about to begin, with eyes set on the Australian Open, the first Grand Slam of the year, which will take place in mid-January. Tennis players are already finalizing their schedules, and Spain's top player, Carlos Alcaraz, is determined to start a new year by conquering the only major title he's missing. But while preparing for that, he announced an unexpected change in his 2025 plans. Having initially excluded an ATP 500, the Mercian has reversed course and will now participate in Doha, a tournament that will feature top ATP stars. Carlos Alcaraz confirms participation in the ATP 500 in Doha. The world number 3 has added a new date to his calendar, confirming his participation in the ATP 500 in Doha. This tournament will be the next he plays after the Australian Open unless he opts for the Rotterdam tournament, and it will take place from February 17 to 22. This event moves up from a 250 to a 500 category this season, like Munich, drawing greater interest from players. The tournament boasts a stellar lineup, with Sinner and Djokovic as Alcaraz's main rivals, though as many as 7 top 10 players are confirmed. Daniil Medvedev, Andrei Rublev, Alex de Minaur, and Stefanos Tsitsipas are other big names joining the tournament. Official schedule for Carlos Alcaraz in 2025. The year is long, with many ATP tournaments to play, and each player chooses the events they'll participate in. Thus, schedules are pieced together gradually, month by month, depending on ranking points. For the start of the season, Alcaraz has confirmed his presence at several tournaments. Before starting the regular season, Carlitos will participate in the Rising Stars. This is a charity tournament where he'll prepare to kick off the year in top form, facing Alex de Minaur and Alexei Popyrin. Afterward, he'll begin accumulating ATP points to dethrone Sinner and become the world number 1 at the following events: Australian Open, January 12 to 26, ATP 500 Doha, February 17 to 22, Indian Wells, March 1 to 16, ATP 500 Barcelona, April 12 to 20th, Roland Garros, May 25 to June 8, ATP 500 Queens, June 16 to 22. Additionally, the 21-year-old is expected to complete a season with approximately 20 tournaments, with probable stops at Mutua Madrid Open, Rome, Wimbledon, Toronto, Cincinnati, US Open, Laver Cup, Beijing, Shanghai, Paris-Bercy. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like, because here at Tennis Zone, we're dedicated to bringing you the best content for the best audience. We offer in-depth analysis, exclusive interviews, and comprehensive coverage of everything related to the world of tennis. Join our community and be part of the excitement of the tournaments with us. Additionally, at Tennis Zone, we strive to provide you with updated, high-quality content about players, tournaments, strategies, and the most relevant happenings in the tennis world.